Hello. Yes,
Yes,
and today
Lemon.
we are going to learn about Numpy and we are going to start the hands-on practice on that too. So Numpy is basically a library that helps us to deal with arrays, not not the normal arrays as those are in Python, the list and all, but massive arrays that might contain around millions of numbers. So if you want to perform a single summation operation on a list, you would require million times of computation power. But in NumPy, it is done in an efficient manner. The data
Yeah,
store, the data is also
I
stored in
heard
a.
about it that
Pardon
the
me.
code is written in C, which makes the runtime much faster because it's a very simple language for computer to understand.
Also, the way it is stored in the list and in NumPy, that is a bit different. So the computation power is also different.
What is the difference in the way of storing?
Like actually, what happens is in NumPy, it the references are the way of referring to the next element is a bit different as that in list. So in list, maybe it is in those format like those understandable formats, like what we can say. As you said, the code is in the format of the code is in
C.
kind of C language. So for example, hello, yes. For
Yes.
example, if you are referring to if you are referring to there is one element and then there is this next element. If this is in Python, so you first go to this Python is converted into that machine language bytecodes and all, and then this is converted to the reference, and that reference is checked in the machine, and then it is referred. But in NumPy, it is done in a direct manner. So maybe that is one of the reasons. I'm not sure. Maybe that might be one of the reasons.
Mm, pretty much, yeah.
So to install, is this installed in this collab? What
So
if,
usually NumPy
if
is being installed in online editors like Colab or Kaggle. But if someone needs to install NumPy, they can use code in their terminals. Lemon, do you remember
yes,
the code?
yes, I remember the code. If they need to install this thing, even in Colab, if you want to install any Python package or library, just use this semicolon, not semicolon, man, exclamatory mark, pip install, and then NumPy. You want to install NumPy, so NumPy. Then shift enter. Use shift enter to run your code.
And just know the exclamatory mark and use the same code in the terminal, and it will do for you if you're using Windows Terminal or
See,
Linux.
the requirement is already satisfied as I had NumPy already installed in my Colab. Man, this Colab is too wide, light here. I'll show you how these things are changed. When settings, editor, and miscellaneous. No, where that thing went? There is an option for making this thing dark. Right, this thing. Okay. Also, use always use GPU so that like
Yeah, if you are learning machine learning and things, GPU would be better than normal CPU.
yes, allocating, connecting.
Because in India we have heard Parle G Mane G New.
So GPU will help you process those graphical processing
Components
unit
of.
is more for gaming and all I have heard.
Yeah, it is always not like that. That graphic processing unit meant that it will help you process graphic things. It is other that it is like a booster processor, you could say. It
O-
just multiplies the capacity of the processing.
Okay. So we import NumPy in a collab. We will use this thing import NumPy as NP. NP is the alias name. You can type anything here. I can type Swami. I can type anything here. So NP is what everyone using. So we will use even Google Collab knows use NP.
Yeah, because coders should always go through the standards that is practiced by all the programmers in the world. Because if in future we will need to use some code from random forums, let's say Stack Overflow, people use NP most of the time. So it's easier for us to directly copy and paste few code, few lines of code, and it won't create future errors. Or else you might have just copy and paste, and later on you remember, okay, you have used some other alias which is doing the error. So it's better that we use NP or the standard alias names for every library. What do you say, Lemon?
Yes. And also like it standardizes your code and that is like, much more readable to anyone on this planet who has a bit knowledge of coding in that sector. So I'll press use this also. You if you want to run the cell, you can use control enter, shift enter, or this thing. These are the methods to run a cell. I have imported this thing. Then later on we'll see how a array can be created. I just comment these two lines. I don't want to run them as of now. So I'll show you this one. I'm creating an array, NumPy array named A. That is the name of the array. And so this is the 2D array. It's a 2D array. Why it's a 2D array? Because it has a list inside a list. So it's a 2D array. 2D NumPy array. You can check the dimensions too. To check the dimensions.
Just write the variable name dot
Dot
shape.
in
You
dot
get the shape, or in simpler terms, you could say dimensions.
ndim. Ndim is the
For dimension, they are the
yes,
keyword that you can
yes, we have this thing
dimension and dim.
dimension. So we have see this is the array, numpy array, and this is the dimension. So 2D n dimension array. So 2 is the n unit, 2 dimension array. Okay. Now we'll go like how to sum an array. Like how I was talking about summation of numpy arrays. So there is this function a dot sum. So we can use this and axis. If you want to add the manner in vertical column, I will show you one by one. Shift enter and see this array has been added vertically. 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, 2 plus 5 is equal to 7, 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. And why this has taken place? Because the axis mentioned here is 0. What does this 0 axis indicate? That as summation will be taking place, it will be iterating in this manner, like vertical manner. 1 plus 4 plus. If there was one more array here, so it would have taken all this, counted all these
Yeah,
numbers.
we could understand this. Let's say we are taking the array as inputs of various marks of a subject. in a respective manner. Let's say the manner is math, science, and social studies, and we have to calculate total marks of a student for their subject. What we can do is we can use this format and we can get the total marks that he has obtained. There are a number of other real world examples, but this would be easier for students who are learning currently.
For example, say if student one has the subjects maths, science, and history.
Yeah, and let's say we are the teachers and we need to add marks in a roll number fashion. So we will add, let's say Lemon got 20, I
So this
got
is
30, we taking 10 marks extra.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You like you don't get it in exams. You can take it here.
uh,
So see, this is our roll number one. Roll number one has
yeah, I think we could, yes.
see roll number one has roll number one has how many? For example, say 10 marks in maths,
Yeah, to go,
9 marks in maths, 2 marks in science.
oh,
Roll
guys,
number
it
three.
failed in math.
No, the exam was out of 10, man.
Still,
Still he
you're
has
giving
failed.
two to us. What, man?
He didn't copy from that first person, I guess.
And I guess the
And
third guy really copied the two answers well from the second guy and gave one answer from his own, and he got 3 marks. I'm pretty confident the last two guys, 4 and 5, really had
they,
a very harmonious bonding between them.
yes, yes,
Even in science, they got the same marks. But I should say our programmer is lazy enough to type the same digit twice
yes.
while
So
entering the mark.
let's not judge a coder here. So yes, so these are the roll numbers. Sorry for taking much of your time. So these are the roll numbers, and these are the marks they have scored. Nine roll number one scored 9 in maths, 7 in science, and 2 in history. So if you put axis one, axis zeros, for example, if you put axis is equal to zero, man, yes, it will add all the numbers in this fashion: 9 plus 7 plus 2. So the total marks of roll number one will be shown here. So here I'll make this array itself. What say, man? Shall I make this array?
I think it's easier this way because we need to cover a lot and
Okay, okay,
focusing
okay,
on one.
okay. So x is equal to 0 is this manner. It, it, it will iterate through the matrix in this format. First this row, first this column, then this column, this column, this column, this column. X is equal to 0 means in column wise manner. Uh, I have already written that. Just missed.
Thank you.
So I'll be deleting this. And vice versa for x is equal to 1, where you add it in row wise fashion. I'll run the program and they will also see. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. 4 plus 5 plus 6 is equal to 15. Like that. So, moving on, next we have what is the transpose and what is the transpose of a matrix. Some I can explain that. Oh, for transpose and dot product. So what is a transpose? I guess you might be having an idea. So the dimensions are inverse. The shape of the matrix or a numpy array is inverse. Like 3 2 array
You
becomes
mean
a
to
2 3
say
array.
that we are converting rows into column and columns into row?
Yes, and a dot product is like dot product is like multiplying the multiplication. You might have seen this multiplication of matrix that uses the dot product technique, and you multiply. You can check a video on YouTube on that, how is our matrix is multiplied. Otherwise, you can get a general idea. Matrix multiplication. See, dot product. See this thing. One gets multiplied with 7, 9. One, two gets multiplied with 9. Three gets multiplied with 11. And then the summation is stored in this block here. And that is the way it's done. You can check.
Do we have any example to understand or make them understand why exactly we need to use dot product and where it can be used?
In real life.
Yes. Let's search. Let's search on Google because even
Even I don't know.
I
I'll have
don't
to.
know exactly.
Real
Your
example.
voice is going like crazy, man. Sometimes it's excited, sometimes it's very low.
No, no, I'm searching for example. What are some real life applications of matrix? Mhm. Just like, just let's check Gyani's on Quora. You know,
Quora has all the gurus
yes,
from which I'm
man. Everyone in on Quora is different. The matrix I can is
and this is so busy guy, man. Even what they are explaining are far too advanced for many of the students to understand. We need
yeah, yeah, but this example is something like many can relate. You need to find the optimal position for a firehouse in town. So like if you want to keep a firehouse, you can't keep it far from some place and something like that. So it should be reachable from anywhere in the town. So like a position at the center. You need to generate a block by block fire risk matrix as a matrix A and travel time matrix generated about some fixed point in town as matrix B. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to find out like the risky positions where fire can occur, like a cotton field or something like that. So you'll have to find out all those things, and then you can make a matrix of the things. If a place is risky and can catch fire easily, so you'll have to give more weightage, and the fire station firehouse in the town should be located near that place. And you also don't need to calculate the travel time, like if there is a road available to move to a particular place and how much time will it take. And then you multiply both the things, like the risk and the travel time taken to travel to every place, and then find the optimal solution. I guess this example is one of the real life example. I didn't know about this, man. This is something new for
basically
me
what
too.
we will do is we will list down the factors in form of matrix. Let's say there is a matrix of distance, there is a matrix of risk, and it is and those are related to particular area. Will take maybe a what you call pivot, not pivot. Mm, what we call
Wait.
when we just assume the location, proxy location. So we will assume a proxy location of the fire station, and we will calculate the weight by multiplying this risk factor and the distance. So we will have a array matrix again, um, saying that okay, this from this area, let the weight is this thing. For every area, the weight will be written in the matrix, and from that matrix we can guess okay, we should keep a fire like that particular station for this area a bit nearby or a bit too far away so that we can adjust in other places. Maybe I guess that's the
Correct,
whole idea.
correct, correct. Now we will, if you want to do a, like, if you want to do a dot product, so you'll have to check the dimensions first. See, dot product cannot be done with 2 by 3 and 2 by 3 matrix, as we checked a while ago.
Just print the A in that block. No, I have only printed B in that segment. Yes, print A.
While this is running, I'll show you how to make this dark. What are the settings? Theme, dark, save. So
Hmm.
soothing for eyes. NP is not defined.
You need to run the whole thing again.
Okay, I have restarted it.
So guys, you need to remember that whenever you are using any online platform where you're using a different block for segmentation of your code, remember to run everything from the start. If you don't run them over the period of time, the particular page or the
The
cache memory
session,
will
this,
get.
no, it runs on this runtime session. One runtime session expires, and then you'll have to
Yeah.
restart all the code again. So you should keep this in mind.
Every time you refresh a page or maybe something
Array.
comes, some error comes up while loading your page, make sure that you run each and every block. If you're coding in the same fashion that as we are doing here.
Okay. So don't forget this commas. Yes. So this is array A here, and this is array B here. Okay. So this is 2 by 3 matrix here, and this is also 2 by 3. But as we know, 2 by 3 versus 2 by 3 won't go. Like, there won't be any dot product. It will give us an error. You can try that. We'll try that too. So let's try this thing. Remove this transpose. It will give an error that if 2 and 3 not aligned. Dimension is not equal to 2. So that cannot be multiplied. So we need to take a transpose. So to take a transpose of a matrix, we need to use this transpose function. Transpose. Google Colab helps you in all this stuff. You don't need to remember all this. Okay. This is the dot product. Here we have the dot product of both the arrays. Okay. And then we can take the cross product also. Uh, also to show you how it is done. A better example where I can explain you
Let's take these things. We are getting mostly vectors here. Right cross product, integer matrix maybe.
In
Integer matrix.
like, here I'll try to explain. Uh, that's another
In this
YouTube
video, we're
video.
going to talk about how to find the cross product of two vectors.
Where you just multiply, like, you multiply I with, for example, you multiply 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These all are initial area. I'll print those things here and so that you get a clear idea. A comma B. I can put the arrays. So here the arrays are. So what we'll do first? 1 and yes, 1 and 4 is multiplied with 7.
They're in form of vector, so they get negative. There's negative, positive, negative, or all it's like positive, negative, positive.
Yeah. I got it. So this AX, BX, AY, yeah. So here 1 to this is a 1 to 3. It is mostly for scalars, right?
No, vectors.
Yes, vectors.
Scalar, so we can do the this thing for scalar thing. The dot product.
Hmm.
Dot product is mostly focused on vectors. Or you can just check out any, for example, currently if we don't get any idea, we can just go to the cross and check how exactly it works. If we
Yeah,
just
we have to documentation here. Just hover and like maybe Google Colab will give us documentation.
click on cross, you have to click on cross. So yes,
Yes. Return the cross product of two arrays. The cross product of A and B is R raised to 3 in a is a vector perpendicular to both A and B. And we are arrays of vectors. That is, in our case, the vectors are defined by the last axis of A and B by default, and this axis can have dimension 2 or 3, where the dimension of either A or B is 2. The third of the input vector is assumed to be 0, and the cross product calculated accordingly. In cases where both input vectors have dimension 2. Later we have, yes, later on we have, if you want to see the number of attributes and functions in NumPy, so you can use this.
just check the length of the direct. If you want to see all those things that is in and numpy, just You can use a dir, that is directory of NumPy, and you will get all the functions
These
that
are
you
all
can
the
use.
attributes and functions. Like, those are 609, but all aren't visible here. Yes, 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 all are visible in this. These are all 609.
Alphabetically.
Left shift, less equal, lib, line space, is neg, if is not null. There are many things. It's complex.
See,
Int,
you don't have to
int
worry about
60.
all this
You need not remember, right? Correct. Samir, we did not remember anything.
because whenever you need something, you can just Google it and you will find the related keyword, attribute, or function, whatever you are needed. It will be available. Just every time you learn any new library, just have the basic functionality or the basic function of the particular library. Keep that in mind so that you know, okay, if I use this library, I can do these sort of things. So you can search for only kind of things on Google, or else if you have no idea, you will search for something functions in NumPy, and then you will be worrying about it. So
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
correct. Now we'll see sorting of numpy arrays. To make it a heading, just click here and text is mode in the heading, and then run it. It comes as a heading here, and it's easy here. So look, we completed this transpose and dot product section. Then we are into sorting. Then we will create some more sections. So it gets easy to access your notebooks.
Yes. I'm still practicing this habit of putting headings. Recently, I've started it, but let's hope for the best. Yeah. Mm. So, in sorting, as we can see, we can sort any numpy array, okay, using the kind of sort that we need. We can customize it. Okay. So, see, there are I would say basically, or I would say more mostly used is the axis that you want to sort. Sometimes the default axis that is set to is one. So you don't have to set axis if you're wanting to sort the horizontal axis. But sometimes as coders we need to sort the vertical axis as well. Maybe let's say I have to say from that example that we took earlier, that I want to know each student like what students have scored maximum. For example, I want to know what subjects is Lemon good at. So what I will do is I will arrange the marks vertically in vertical manner so that I get the maximum marks of Lemon in such manner that okay, I would know okay, Lemon is good in history or geography or any sort of things in that manner. So for such things we could use sorting in axis 1. Oh yes.
Correct. Now I'll run this thing and show you. Oh. So yes, initial error is 125, 6, 7, this thing, 74, 2, and 1. So every array inside our numpy array, like every single array got sorted in itself. It wasn't sorted like 1, 2, 6, 1, 1, 2, 6. It wasn't sorted in that manner. So first the initial array, the first array, first zeroth array was sorted. It was sorted as 1, 6, 25. Then the second array was sorted 1, 2, 74. And see,
See,
when you do this thing, Hip sort.
See, we
What's a
can't
hip sort
keep
here? Like
different ones.
you use like your voice is
Yeah.
breaking.
So what we can do thing is we can tell, let's say we know for this kind of data set what kind of sorting function is more useful. All right. So let's say I know merge sort is more suitable for my current data set. So I will let them know, please use the kind of sort is equal to merge sort. So sort function will use merge sort. Here I have
Okay,
used the
okay.
heap sort. What heap will do is heap will every time he will whenever it moves in the orderly fashion, he'll always put greater function behind it, or we could say on top of the previous one. We will always compare the consecutive numbers together, and whichever is the higher one, we will just put it above or before, in whichever way you can understand things. Okay, and to show you guys, I have also used axis is equals to 0, where we can see the sorting is done in vertical fashion.
Okay, I missed the bracket here.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay,
no.
okay.
You need to get rid of the bracket. You have used a bracket after hip sort.
Okay, okay, that's
Oh yeah,
wrong.
it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. No, no, no. Take that bracket out. C, the two brackets after C.
Yeah.
Yes, take those two brackets out. No, no. Again,
In
you
without
have that bracket after C. Parentheses. Remove the parentheses after C.
no.
Yes. In sort function, you need to keep everything inside it, inside the sort
Okay, 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 okay.
parentheses.
Yes.
Yes. Now you can
Just
continue.
got so this parenthesis
Yeah.
thing.
So
Yes. So now we have sorted this array in using axis one and axis zero. Axis one, as I told you earlier, it will be doing row by row. So it's sorted in this manner. All these are sorted in row wise manner. While this is sorted in column wise manner. 1 and 74. So 1 first, then 74. But this got reversed. 25 and 2 got reversed to 2 and 25. 6 and 1 got reversed to 1 and 6 in this fashion. So that was very basic of NumPy today, and we will get back to you with lot more content, and we have a lot to share about NumPy, and we'll, we have just started and just hold
the
on.
prerequisites for machine learning.
Yes, like also we'll be covering many things. Like it will be a really long journey. You'll get back till deep learning and stuff. We will be learning side by side. We aren't geeks, and we would be learning. We would be telling how to search things, and you'll get to know how things are to be
We would
approached.
experiment with ourselves, and we will know what not to do, especially.
Yes,
What to
actually.
do is something you will more learn to, but especially what not to do is something that we will make mistakes and we will tell you in the video. Okay, this is us. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing these things.
Okay, guys, signing off for the day. We'll come back with another video soon. Bye bye.
Guys,
Bye
bye
Soumya.
bye.
Bye Soumya.